The Strokes, The New Abnormal. Their latest record, they still haven't followed it up, even though it came out in 2021. Yeah, right in the middle of the COVID era. So a very relevant title, The New Abnormal. It's interesting because it's a great record. That's the short take, but the longer form take, for me personally, is that although objectively, when you listen to the music, the songs on The New Abnormal, and you assess it objectively, by standard musical metric, how strong the compositions are, how, particularly with the Strokes, since they're a very melodic band, how strong the melodies are. Their earlier records are better, and easily better. I mean, Is This It, I think, will always be a classic record. It's not often mentioned in the oft-debated greatest debut album discussion, but I think it should be. I think it could actually win, although I will always give it to Appetite for Destruction as the greatest debut album. But Pearl Jam's 10, Appetite for Destruction, Guns N' Roses, obviously. Two records that are not often included in that discussion are the Strokes' Is This It and the Sex Pistols. Sex Pistols, Nevermind the Bollocks. Both worthy contenders for that title, and they both could also be declared the winner of that debate, even though, like I said, I would always give it to Appetite. There's a dark, sinister magic to Appetite for Destruction that will never be replicated. It's along with the great Rolling Stone records, something like Sticky Fingers or Exile on Main Street, Appetite, you can even argue more so, Appetite is the epitome of rock and roll. It is the quintessential rock and roll record. This song, Brooklyn Bridge to Chorus, on The New Abnormal. Pretty average song, kind of annoying too, but the outro is sublime. Again, I don't even like the rest of the song, but I listen to this song, I suffer through the first few minutes, looks like the first 3 minutes, to hear the final minute of the outro, because the song really hits its stride, and it's pretty magical at the end. Right here. Awesome. And that's also an interesting observation about this record, The New Abnormal. Again, objectively, the songs, at least most of them, are not as strong as the Strokes' earlier, more classic material. But there are many magical moments within more slightly subpar moments, and moments that somewhat approach mediocrity. Another song, Bad Decisions here. Great verse hook. The chorus, which rips off Billy Idol's Dancing With Myself, pretty average. Even before I realized it was a rip-off, I wasn't crazy about it. But again, the outro of this song, since I'm listening to a CD, which I'm trying to get more in the habit of these days, I can fast forward. The outro is just magical. They have two dueling guitars creating a brief soundscape of guitar texture. Let's see if I can find it. Almost there. Okay, it's right here. I love Julian's new wave vocal delivery on this song. We're getting there. Magic coming right up. See those notes just dancing around each other and on top of each other. I picture brilliant Friday and Saturday night New York City lights when I hear this outro. Just the lights of the city dancing around. And they are a New York band, of course. But yes, A New Abnormal. There's moments like that throughout the record. You might have to suffer through a bit of mediocrity, but it's a very inspired record. The that again has moments of musical magic and brilliance. And as a result, although the earlier stuff is This It, Room on Fire, the better songs of Room on Fire, the better songs off First Impressions of Earth, I think are better than this objectively. I enjoy listening to this record, The New Abnormal, more than those other records. I don't listen to the early Stroke stuff nearly as much as The New Abnormal. In some ways, it's my favorite record because I listen to it more. And it's interesting how that works sometimes at music. And it also is further proof that music, our human affection for music, our human appreciation for music is less intellectual and more emotional and biological. Music, I'm not a neurologist. I can't describe the exact clinical response and biological process that occurs in the brain and the body when one hears a piece of music that they enjoy and respond to, but it's got to involve nerve endings, chemicals in the brain. It just sets off all tons of wonderful, pleasurable, biological, chemical, what was the other word I used? Emotional reactions in the body. And that's why we listen. That's why guys like me, try to make music and try to write it. It's just a wonderful experience, Some people get that thrill more from looking at paintings and visual art. Some people get it from reading great writing. For me, it's music. I don't know why. And again, it's far beyond any intellectualization that I could conjure up on one of these videos. It's an unexplainable and incomprehensible emotional and biological response that I have to melody specifically, and music, and lyrics, the whole thing. So yeah, it's interesting how that works sometimes, where intellectually something's better than what you're listening to, but yet you still want to listen to something that objectively is worse. Very cool. I love it. I love enjoying the entire spectrum of music. I love enjoying the entire spectrum of the process and experience of music listening. It's just a wonderful gift and blessing we've been given on this world, art and music. It's great. Okay.